okay, mate. So let's have a look here. Render. You have some that you're thinking of dumping for small gains and getting back in around 410. Yeah, I did not cut my bag. That was a mistake. We'll look into that. I don't even know if we can check that chart anymore. Yeah, it was a great trade. That's what it should have been. It should have been a trade and not a longer term hold. I didn't think the market was going to crash as bad as it did, but I also didn't know about the rebranding stuff. But let's just look at this first, and I'll try and look at FTM. So I didn't cut that. It is something I've been meaning to do, and it's, I left it too late, and then because I left it too late, I kind of put it off. I was like, oh bloody hell, it was a great trade in the moment, fantastic. It was 80% or something. I forget exactly what points, but this is taking liquidity above. This has failed here. It just looks like, now there is sometimes when you can just bounce straight up here, right? But it's not the norm. It's just not the norm in these situations. Normally in these situations, if we bounce from here, right? This is a new month right now. In the first hour, normally bounces here would later go lower, right? That is the norm. I prefer to see drops and maybe a stop hunt first, and then that way you could get a real reversal. But if we bounce here, if we stay green and bounce here first, it's likely going to later roll over again. Okay, so that's what I would be mindful of. You said you might sell for small gains and get back in around 410. You're dead right on that. I mean, I don't know if it'll drop that low. The hope is that many of these coins that they've not topped. Sometimes if this was a real top and this was failing, right? Sometimes these can do this and do that. So that's a concern. I'm not saying it's definitely doing that, but Pendle is another one that I'm concerned about, and I own it. Pendle performed very well fundamentally, and it's got the same pattern, right? There's a concern that, well, what if this market did crash or the stock market rolled over? Well, Pendle's likely going to do this and roll away. That's the problem when you have this type of pattern and the failure here. So Render is kind of sitting in a similar situation. Now, it's performing fundamentally, and it's the chart is great. Link done something very similar where it done this, and then it absolutely mooned another 20x to the upside. So that is kind of the hope. The hope is that, well, if this does drop down to here, maybe I'm going to add more to my position, and obviously see how it develops. I mean, it's performing fundamentally. It's not an American coin. Now I'm getting sidetracked here. So it's not an American coin. Will that have something to play into it? I mean, American coins seem to be doing well. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that's definitely happening. I'm just saying that I wish I could get the old chart. 1 second. Interesting about the Bitcoin chart as well. It's dropping. No sign of a bottom just yet. It's flushing these previous lows here, but it's coming into a support level. Anyway, I thought there was an older chart than this. Maybe I'm just wrong on that. I thought there was. Did they rebrand here or something? I forget. So yeah. So if we did bounce up on here, I would be concerned it might roll over again. Just the way this bounced up. See the way this bounced up and then drop and flip red again. That is a little bit of a concern. Let's just check the POC here just to see what. Well, I mean, if it bounces straight up into that area, that would be, that's probably a good sell point, because it could roll over from there. I don't know if it's going to bounce straight up like that. That's the thing. I'm not sure if we're going to bounce straight up. At the moment, it's green and the market is trying to bounce. It's a new month. The ideal situation. You said you're in a small profit. This is a large green candle that can sometimes provide, like here you break up candle, but you fail and you come right down to the lows of the candle, before moving again. That, that is the kind of the ideal situation in this, but there's no sign of a bottom yet. But coming down into the lows of it, maybe stop hunting that candle, before moving away again. Something like that would be ideal. That the green candle holds as support, because this is a bullish monthly stop hunt as well. I know this is a bearish monthly stop hunt again as well, which negated it, right? So the bulls were in control here, and they broke out here, but then the bears took back over control here. So we're now back in a bearish trend. We've even broke below here. So the bulls need a bit of work to do. There's also a bit of a trend line here. Maybe I didn't draw it correctly, but yeah, that's probably a better one. It's touching the both ends of that, both wicks on that. It's something to watch out for, but it's also still potential coming down into close to your area. Well, you said the 410. So if we do bounce here, I would probably sell into it, is what I'm thinking. The other thing is that this took liquidity on a 3-month chart before flipping red again. Now, I don't mean to be overly bearish on this, saying that it was rolling away. That's the ultimate fear. That's the ultimate the worst case scenario, or whatever, if you want to call it. I didn't mean this really be overly bearish on it, but at the moment it just doesn't look like it's ready to run. I think it needs a bit of work. Maybe it needs a new quarter. Maybe the entire market needs a new quarter, right? And we are still consolidating here. And as you said later, maybe there's a wick down below this inside bar here, somewhere down there. Of course, we haven't closed yet. We don't know where it's going to finish. But this is a rejection and taking liquidity on the 3-month that is now dropping down, flipping red, which is not what you want to see, right? It's not ideal. This could just chop about and do nothing. And then next month, maybe we'll get the move up. Next quarter, sorry, we'll get the move up. That's the problem with most of the market right now. It's just kind of struggling a little bit. And, maybe we do need, well, hopefully it was just we need a new month. But, there, some of these charts may actually need a new quarter. Again, same on the 6-month chart, of course. It's took liquidity above, and now we're dropping down, flipping red. That is not what you want to see. The ideal situation is to drop down, and then take liquidity below first before moving up and flipping green, and then the bulls can control the market and push it higher. At the moment, the opposite has happened. We've pushed up first and now rejected. That's not what you want to see. Like we done the same here. We pushed up first and then rejected, and then then the bulls struggle because they've put downward pressure on them. And unfortunately we've done the same here. So at the moment we're coming down to fill this wick here somewhere, and then you have to kind of hope and look for the bulls to be taken over again. The hope is that this is forming some sort of a triangle, some sort of a I don't want to call it pressure cooker, but triangles are an element of pressure cookers where you just build out this big pattern. And it's just the big move up, and this is a consolidation, and ideally then you get the continuation to the upside. But at this point, it doesn't look ready, and this is that's a 6-month chart. I mean, do we need a new 6-month candle? I'm not sure. At this point, it looks very possible. The way this is acting at the moment, it might need a new 6-month candle. I know you might not want to hear that, but if you look at this is taking liquidity above, and until the bulls prove it to us, this has taken liquidity above and dropped down and now flip red on the 6-month candle. So does it need a new 6-month candle before we actually get these big moves up out of it? I mean, it's too far away to tell exactly, but it also looks similar on a 3-month candle where it doesn't look ready to run here. Now things can change, right? Things can change. That's what it looks like right now, but things can change. I would suggest that if this dropped down, stop onto the lows and came back up inside, things could start to change. But if we bounce here, we're still bouncing in a bearish pattern, and I would suggest that there's still a possibility then to later go lower a bit. So the way to resolve this, in my opinion, is to drop a little bit more first, then try and start that recovery process, right? But I don't like it to try and just recover from here, because I'm worried that I'd be concerned that this bounce is going to fail and roll over again. It doesn't feel like the real bounce. Just to note also, this monthly candle did close below the previous candle here. Yeah, just a note. So anyway, mate, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. It's, you know, it's where was your thing? Yeah, actually, yeah, FTM. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I think if it does bounce, maybe you could sell, but I do think it should go a bit lower. Been a frustrating 2 months, you know, for most coins in the market, not just this. Yeah, so FTM, I really should have been more proactive on it. You know, I bought, where is this? I bought somewhere in here, I think, and we got that bounce. You know, it was a great trade. I think, you know, was it up over 100%? Well, yeah, something like that. I know it was pretty good anyway. But obviously, you know, the whole market tanked and we got that move lower. I actually didn't sell it. I don't know why I didn't sell it. I honestly, I just wasn't proactive on it, and I think it dropped, yeah, just before Christmas. When was that? And then 23rd of December. The open here was 23rd of December. I was in Bali with the missus. Me and the missus went on holidays around that period, and then it was there. And then I think I seen this candle here, the green candle. I was like, oh, okay. So I'll just see if it bounces back up to fill here, and then I'll sell it if it comes into here, or something like that. I think that was the mindset. And then obviously it didn't at all, and it just rolled over again. So now I'm in that position, and I need to, you know, either just cut it. It's Sonic now or something. I'll see where this bounce goes. If this bounce here starts to fail, I'm just going to cut it. Right, that's just the way it is. I'll just cut it. I'll just get out. But we do have an attempt at some sort of a bottom here. We'll see where this can go. If this can start to get that trend back higher, yeah, you know, we'll see how that develops. Any movement whatsoever below there, and I'm out. But you know, for now, it is attempting to do something. Let's just look here, because it's probably not going to look great on this. Well, you know, it took liquidity above here and it's took liquidity below. It's kind of, you know, it's doing this sort of thing, choppy. It's obviously not great. This is attempting to be a bullish stop hunt. The problem is it's already taken liquidity above. You know, it's not ideal. There's no question about it. But there was a large open wick that probably needed to be filled here. So we have filled that. Let's see if that bounce that we saw on the weekly, let's see if we can get some sort of traction to the upside. But you know, we don't want to see this continue to fail, because it's not good. This really could roll over. That's the truth. This is not ideal, and this really could do this now. You know, it's rejected. It's had a bearish stop hunt up here. It's moved into the top end of this large candle, so it's rejected there. It's stop hunted here. It's filled this wick here a little bit. You know, it has filled here, which is a bonus. But it's a concern. It's a failed move. It didn't manage to hold the gains here, and you know, it's following through here. So there's, you know, it's just not great. This is to find this chart. This is the market cap of it, so I don't have any volume. Yeah, that's frustrating. I was thinking, where's my volume? But this is the market cap chart, because they changed the chart now. So yeah, so I do think we need to watch it carefully. You know, any weakness, and I'm probably just going to cut it. But we do have something here. Even 1 or 2 more weeks to the upside might just give us back into a break even. Cut it, rotate that capital into something else. Maybe I shouldn't be overly bearish on it, but you know, we give it a chance. We give it a chance, and it didn't perform. It did perform, and I probably should have taken profits above this high, which was into a bit of a neckline up here. But the hope was there that the market could not do this. Right? That is a disaster of a move, to be honest. But we have done these in the past and recovered. Like, I'd done it here, and it formed the base, and then obviously it recovered. So we'll give it a little. We'll give it one more shot here, one more chance to see if it can do anything and move up. And you know, because the ultimate hope, I suppose, if we want to say that, would be that this needed to drop down to fill the yearly candle, right? And this is actually, the truth is, this is actually a perfect fill, right? That's exactly what you want to see. You want to pierce into that wick, get a recovery from there. I want to see that on the weekly. Where, yeah, that's right here, right? So the truth is, this is a perfect fill on the yearly candle. So now we need to see strengthen, pop up and flip green again, and if it does, well, this is going to run. Okay, so I'm just going to hang tight on it, and let's see how it goes. Anyway, mate, yeah, sorry for a long video. Hope you're well. But yeah, some of these larger coins have been a bit frustrating.